I'm trying to chew. Sorry. Nice. This is the Opie and Anthony Show. The O&A virus spreading across America. We got a very busy morning. We just filmed some dumb corporate video during the break to say hi to corporate.
Yeah, it's one of those things we have to do every so often. Corporate comes in with a camera, and they just go, and they never really have a plan. It's just say hi, say that you're happy to be here. It's almost like we should be holding a newspaper with the date on it.
Yeah.
With some people with hoods behind us.
Well, that's the
We love being here.
Well, that's the angle I took. Like I was a hostage, like, making believe that I had to say that I'm happy to be back at CBS. And then the camera guy's like, can you now do it with feeling? I'm like, go F yourself.
I know your acting was so good in that, and the cameraman all of a sudden had to blow your performance because everybody knew that you were just trying to be.
It was like we confessed to crimes against the state. That's the kind of thing Ope was playing off of, and I guess he didn't get it.
I had my eyes moving from side to side like I was reading.
You're reading something.
And then the stupid camera guy doesn't even get it. He's like, can you do it again with feeling? I'm like, no, that's the bit, you ass.
And since when do cameramen start giving cues on what to do, What was he hey, you know what, I have a question. Do they show this to like a whole board meeting or something like you say?
Very
corporate?
bored. Very bored meeting.
Who do they show this to?
It's at these, it's corporate events and things like get-togethers. Whenever you get a group of people in suits that are in the corporation, they show like various talent doing things, and they go ha 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 ha, and they drink their wine and.
Someone get up and walk. No, kids are watching this.
Yeah, you should have slit your throat with a grinder.
Corporate videos stink. They're never fun to watch.
Although the sexual harassment ones are a scream.
Well, yeah.
Where they play them out. Hi, Jill. Looking good today. I'm offended by what you are saying.
We did. For last Comic Standing, we had to have a sexual harassment meeting. So it was two lady lawyers. They went over the whole thing. You can't do this, this, and this. So any questions? And I raise my hand. I go, don't you think it's weird that ladies are lawyers to them and their eyes lit up?
That they're allowed to be?
I mean, it was just like the lesbianism flew out of their eyes.
You are an ass.
Before we continue, could we acknowledge that the Spurs in the studio? They've been waiting in the green room for like a half hour because we're really late today. I apologize ahead of time.
Right,
and also, the Jody Applegate video is now up on opieandanthony.com. Did you guys hear that in the green room?
No, I don't even know who Jody Applegate is.
She's a reporter on Channel 5 here in New York.
She's hot?
She's all right, but she got in a little hissy fit.
She's like a cougar.
If we can continue with the sexual harassment thing, a hissy fit over some two guys that played a little prank on her. She was doing a story on how people steal bicycles here in New York by cutting the chain with a grinding wheel, and they were demonstrating it, and the guy made like he cut his throat with the grinding wheel by accident and had like fake blood.
All on live TV.
All on live, and she freaked out on the guy. She just lost it on the guy. Like, there are children watching. Meanwhile, Fox is showing like death and destruction every day, like pounding it into your head when children are watching. But that's fine. Fake things, fake death. Never good on news or TV. They're very afraid of that. Real death, carte blanche. Show it all you want.
The more the better.
Yeah, the more the better. They can't show dead people enough.
Kids are going to go out and kill themselves with grinders now.
Grinding wheels. It's a new thing. It was sniffing glue and paint. Now they're slitting their throats.
Here's the best.
Shut up, Jody.
Here's the best face piercings I've ever seen in my life. Are those the coolest things on
That's cool.
Thank you.
Right through the chin.
Only a rock star could, or a musician could do that. No one ever goes into an IBM board meeting with a medal hanging from their chin.
Just give it a try.
Yeah. Rich, that's David and Dan and Mike. Yes. I've never met you guys. We've seen David before. Hey, there he is. Hey, what's up, man?
Wow, you got the crappy seat. You're like, that's all good. I have to turn around completely around to see you, and when I turn this way, Opie can't see you. So.
No, it's just we got to still figure out the setup here. This is Rich Voss. He's almost famous.
I'm pretty.
He was this close to being famous.
Let me tell you, I've done a lot of TV, and I have a pilot coming out now. Okay.
All right. Oh, a pilot.
And we're looking for a wedding couple that's getting married in
a wedding couple that's getting married.
No,
redundant ass.
A couple that's getting married in September. We're looking for somebody. So if you get married in September, email me at rich@richvoss.com. We're looking for a couple to be on the pilot.
Really?
Yeah, for Comedy Central.
They're just thrilled over there on the couch.
I don't know. What
They're just thrilled.
If I'm not talking drugs, I'm not going to get their attention.
Actually, we're not a big drug band, to be honest.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're just. Why don't you just keep putting
assume a little more.
You could talk alcohol. That would pique our interest, but drugs has never really been our thing.
Talk Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Well,
that's different. That's different.
He's been to Amsterdam.
You know, I went to the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam, right?
Yeah.
And they commercialize it because you go up to the 4th floor, which is from the Nazis, then you come down on a water slide. If you
gotta go through the souvenir shop on your way out.
If you grab a little diary, you get to go again. But there's guys in SS uniforms hitting your arm with a hammer. How cool!
You are a horrid human being.
He's Jewish.
I know, Jewish with tattoos.
Yeah, but it's a never again tattoo at least.
That is such a paradox.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah,
I wish I could.
You have no tattoos, Dave?
Rich is a proud Jew, but he doesn't know the rules.
I too am Jewish, and I can't because my family has a burial plot in East Jerusalem in an Orthodox Jewish cemetery where 7 generations of my family are buried.
Oh, man.
I want to be laid to rest with them. I can't get to
No, but see,
you can't even poke yourself with a pen accidentally.
But it's defacing.
Over, Johnny.
It's defacing your body. You know, I mean, so nose jobs or facelifts.
No, no, piercings actually don't count. When the Jews actually exited from Egypt, when they actually made the golden calf, that story that you hear in the Bible,
saw it on TV once.
The gold that they took to make the calf actually came, a lot of it, from piercings that they had.
Really?
Yeah.
So you think that would kind of put the kibosh on the whole piercing thing because of what it made, you know?
Those things are not considered. The term in Jewish terminology is referred to as a mum, which is a permanent mark upon the flesh. And as you well know, particularly with muscle tissue areas, they close up pretty quickly if you actually take out the piercing.
So can I just have my arms cut off?
There you go. If you die by losing your arms.
They tell me that laser removal is actually really effective.
Yeah.
But you know something? If I didn't have the whole cemetery issue, I'd have sleeves, I'd have tribal.
Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy that would probably be tatted up.
Totally.
Yeah.
I would.
Rich didn't care, though. Never again. Did the tat artist?
That's actually cool. That's actually cool.
My Jews aren't from Jersey. They're from Jersey. They're Jersey Jews. And, you know.
What do you think? I'm sure people have been asking you. Situation over there, Israel.
I'm losing my damn mind. I've got family throughout Israel. I've got my brother and his new wife still live in Jerusalem. My family in Haifa. I have family
so you got family within range.
I've got family in Tzfat. I've got about 200 relatives in Israel that still live there. And
you able to keep in contact, or it's very hard to get in touch?
No, I have been able to actually, and thank God all of them are okay. However, a friend of mine has passed.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Yeah, it's one of those situations where what do you think as
I think
a Jew and with close ties?
I think that the UN needs to leave well enough alone. I think they should let Israel take the gloves off and clean house.
You know what?
Do what they need to do.
The Hezbollah has shot in the last year 800 rockets into Israel. You know, you don't get that report. 800 in the last year.
Well, how many in the last day? How about like 500?
Even weeks up to that. And then the media will go, the UN and the world is in an uproar because Israel is retaliating to missiles that have been fired on them for the last 2 weeks.
They're in an uproar now for several reasons. Unfortunately, there are mistakes that are made during war. Now the biggest issue seems to be Kofi Annan making a big stink about that UN post being hit. For him to actually make the statement that it appeared to be deliberate,
that's
the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. What would Israel have to gain by hitting a UN outpost? There's absolutely no upside to it.
You say the UN getting involved and kind of
they're going to have a multinational force once again. You know, the whole point of the matter is that Lebanon didn't do anything for the past 10 years to do anything about Hezbollah.
A lot of people say they're just trying to get popular. But a lot of people are saying they were just trying to get their own house in order after so many years of civil war. It's kind of hard to keep tabs on your entire country. I
don't buy it because Hezbollah is actually part of the infrastructure. They actually are a part of schooling. They're actually a part of lots of other organizations that are very well embedded within the culture of the people of Lebanon.
Right.
And it's not a Sunni Shiite thing. They help on certain levels across the board. Hezbollah is not only a terrorist organization. There are other things that they're doing, and it sounds like I'm speaking for their benefit, but I'm not. The point of it is that they utilize those things to win over the faith of the people, and the people end up supporting them. These are the same people who dance in the streets when 9/11 happens.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't really care anymore. I simply want my family protected. I simply want the terrorist organizations to be uprooted and to be eradicated. If we could all lump them onto an island and nuke it, I'd say hell yeah.
I think that's why a lot of people aren't coming out and criticizing Israel, especially here in the States. It's because enough, all right, enough already. It's nice, it's refreshing to see a country go in and just say, no, we're not taking it anymore, and start, sweeping up.
None of them, out of all the Arab nations, no one will take the Palestinians because it causes conflict against Israel. Israel's no bigger than Jersey, surrounded by 20, who knows how many Arabs. Not one country will say, okay, we'll take that.
I'd rather be in northern Israel than Jersey, by the way.
The irony of it is that there are Palestinians in those Arab states. The very term Palestinian is only a term that has existed for the past 40 years or so. It comes from the term that the British used for the territory, for the state, Palestine. Yeah. Coming from a biblical word, the Philistines, back in the day. There are no people, specifically, that you can date that have a descendancy within Arab culture beyond 40 years that were called Palestinians. Does not exist. There are Palestinians, 70% of the Jordanian population are quote-unquote Palestinians. Yeah. And how much of the percentage of the population of Israel is Palestinian? You'll find that there's a greater percentage in Jordan, actually. The territories which have been annexed, the West Bank, the Gaza Strip. The Gaza Strip was formerly a part of Egypt. The West Bank was formerly a part of Jordan. These were territories that were won in war, in a war where Egypt and Jordan, along with 4 or 5 other Arab countries at the same time, attacked Israel. Israel defended themselves, was able to fortify the borders, gain new territories, and all of a sudden there are Palestinians. What happened to the people in Jordan? What happened to the people who live in Egypt? Those aren't Palestinians? You're not worried about them? You're just worried about the people in the areas that Israel gained defending themselves. Yeah. And then we have to give back this land to the people who don't exist, and we're going to go ahead and uproot our people, from the settlements that we created, from terrain and land that we helped cultivate and turn into we made the desert bloom. Oh yeah, sure, now you want the land. Now that it's no longer a worthless piece of desert, now that we've turned it into something valuable, sure, yeah, okay, no problem.
Give it back as a nice gesture.
Let's uproot all our people that we gave subsidies to, that the government helped them in housing settlements and all of these establishments in all of the territories that you talk about. Let's pull them out. We pull them out. Here's the territory. Let's put up a wall. Keep them there. Keep the Israelis where they should be. End of story. Something, ideally I'm all for it, but ironically enough, when in the history of the world has a single nation ever given back land that it won in conflict? Are we giving back land to the American Indians here?
Well, no.
Hell no.
But here's the thing.
We gave Montreal back.
Well, here's the thing.
Did we?
Yeah, we owned Montreal.
Did we win it?
I
think we won that in a poker game.
We owned Montreal for, I don't know, a week or two. We gave it back. It was too cold up there. I'm serious. Look it up. Montreal's part of the United States.
Here's what Americans don't understand is why we fund Israel is because Israel gave back Egypt land that they took in the 6-Day War. Yes. Which if Israel kept that land, they would have no problem with financial from all the oil.
It's very oil rich, correct.
But for the peace treaty, Israel gave back that land, and we said we would defend them and support, military. And everybody goes, why do you fund Israel? Israel wouldn't have needed the funding if they would have kept that land.
They've always been a pal of ours, too,
Oh, my God. Rich Voss knows something.
Well, they're the one working democracy.
You actually know something.
Oh, I know a lot of things. Ask me anything about crack.
Let's go to the phones. Let's say hi to Anthony in Connecticut. Anthony, what's up?
Hey, guys. guys. What's going on?
Hey.
Huge Disturbed fan. I go to a lot of shows, and I say this with all due respect, but as a fan, when I go to shows, why do I have to hear the constant George Bush bashing, the war bashing between, like, all these songs? I go there to escape it, and I understand, hey, music, politics has always been a part of music, but when I go to the show, why do I have to hear, the anti-war, anti-Bush stuff all the time?
It's just that, I want to try and speak to the fans as a person, number one. Number two, it's not always. It's the occasional time. And when I speak to people, I want to speak from my heart. And it's not specifically Bush bashing. It's bashing the whole administration's outlook on the value of the life of an American soldier. I have an issue with war in and of itself. But however, in this particular situation, it's more deep-rooted than that. And you got to understand, we have fans of ours who are in the military all over the place, and we love them. And they go into battle playing our songs, and I couldn't be more proud. And yeah, I will say that emphatically. I could not be more proud that there are U.S. soldiers going into battle, killing the enemy to our music.
Got to tell you,
you're proud as hell.
It is good kicking ass music.
However, I value the lives of the soldiers apparently more than the president.
Well, word's getting back to you guys that they're actually playing Disturbed CDs as they're doing their...
Every day. Every day. Every day we meet new soldiers who tell us stories that they play it before they go into battle, as they're going into battle, almost like an Apocalypse Now type of thing, with the cavalry going in in the helicopters. So to me, we have so many fans of ours that are in the military. It is a close personal issue to us. And so it's hard not to say something about it when more and more U.S. soldiers' lives continue to be wasted in a part of the world that ideally we have absolutely nothing to do with.
Yeah, but you said that you would back Israel taking care of their own business.
Exactly. Okay, Israel. In fact,
so you have no problem with Israel going to war?
Oh, not at all.
So it's Americans going to war for Israel.
It has nothing to do with the U.S. It has nothing to do with the U.S.
If Canada started lobbing missiles into the U.S., then Godspeed, get the soldiers up there and start kicking some Canuck ass.
Get Nebraska to go after them.
And also as a part of what I talk about is that I also try to inspire a little bit of patriotism. I get the crowd to chant USA, USA to try and, inspire a little bit more positivity. I try to speak about something that matters is really all that
but don't you think Bush is more pro-Israel than Clinton was? I'm not...
on certain levels. I mean, on his Israel stance, I love Bush. On everything else that the man is about, I can't stand.
I think the caller was just a little peeved because he probably, as a Bush supporter, maybe at the bar or something, talks to 5 or 6 of his friends and, starts pontificating and stuff. And you, unfortunately, have a giant audience to convey your feelings. So
well, I do understand his point about coming to the concert to escape all that, and I get it to a certain extent. But if I'm going to speak, and I like to try to address the audience at a couple different moments during the set, because I like to treat them as people, not that we're just a band up there doing our job. We go up there to play songs, and when we leave, I want to speak from my heart. And I don't want to just, say, yeah, rock and roll, we're going to party all night and blah, 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 blah. I don't just want to throw out a bunch of drivel.
Right. Yeah. How about that Paris Hilton?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's funny that
we got to take a break. We can't. We're so late right now. We got Disturbed in the studio. They're playing Ozfest. We got Ozfest tickets we're giving away during the walk today. We got 15 pairs or something like that. All right, we'll talk to Disturbed. The phones, everyone has a comment now. We'll hit the phones next. It's the O&A virus spreading across America. Hey, you're listening to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Yep. Okay.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and
Anthony. That's right, and we got David, Dan, and Mike from Disturbed in studio. Getting a little serious right now. That's all right. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. The O&A virus spreading across America. David, do you ever smile?
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Yeah, there's the smile. All right. I want to make sure you smile. What do you find funny? Because we've talked to you twice now, and I see a very seriousness to you.
What do I find funny?
Like if we say the wrong thing, you know, all of a sudden you're just going to jump up and beat the crap out of us.
I've been laughing at you guys most of the show.
All right, very good. Good.
Though.
An Arab,
Yeah,
an Arab falling in a manhole. That's funny. You know, he said that they play his music going into battle. That's weird that you would say that, because when they get back, they'll play my DVD just for a little humor to laugh it up. They'll play the Voss DVD.
No, it's to get the horrible images out of their head with new ones that are even more horrible. Your act. Jesus.
It's like if you stub your toe, you got to cut yourself.
Yeah, you got to really make even more pain. That's what his DVD does.
Nice.
Let's say hi to Keith in Maine. Keith, what's up?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey there, Keith.
Hey, you was talking about getting the troops and stuff revved up going into war. My buddy Greg came home from Iraq, and we got to see Disturbed one of the times they've been up here to Maine, and he was giving some shouts out to the troops. And I tell you what, man, that hit my buddy's heart. And he, you know, they listen to your music, they listen to a bunch of stuff just to get pumped up every time they went into war, and that hit him good. And you know, that guy was complaining about hearing your take on the war and stuff. Well, you're an intelligent man, and when you speak, it causes people to listen, and you know, they can relate to you on a personal level. So.
And Keith, so a lot of the boys are playing Disturbed records when they're blowing up stuff.
Well, I don't know about when they were doing it, but before they went out to do stuff.
I guess I'm setting this up. I'm wondering if there's just one dope out there going, hey, I got a Barry Manilow CD I want to play today.
A tank rolling. Dancing Queen, right. Young and sweet, only 7. Fire. Doesn't have the same impact, you know?
You need the Disturbed.
Oh, what a lonely boy.
Right. You kind of think that there's one ass out there that hey, I got a good idea.
Just the wimpy music.
Yeah, pulling out some dumb CD. It's like, dude, what's wrong with you? Hey, Paul the trucker, what do you got for Disturbed?
Hey, I just want to say that I'm in a unit in St. Louis, Missouri. I've seen Disturbed in the pageant, which was a smaller place venue. It was awesome. And we went overseas, and our theme song was Stupefied while we were blowing shit up. So I was a trucker over there. My unit.
They dumped out because you cursed, but Stupefied was your song when you were blowing up stuff over there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. It's free XM. I'm fine.
Yeah, we know.
That's all right.
Free XM. He can't even get that right.
It's my brother.
I've been to a couple of Disturbed shows, and, yeah, the vibe you get there is just the energy in the audience is amazing. Just amazing. You definitely want to blow something up when you listen to it. No, it's very a lot of energy, man. Love it. Love it.
Thank you.
Did the other guys talk, Dave? Or
Yeah.
Usually not this early, but
yeah, it's a little too early for you guys. How's Ozfest going?
Great. Real good, man.
Yeah.
Huge crowds. Great vibe from it. We love playing the sheds and playing to those large audiences.
Yeah.
Getting in front of 15 to 25,000 people every day is not too shabby. It's good.
Yeah, it means things are working.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, sit there and hear when you throw the drumsticks out. Cling, 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 cling. Actually happened. It was a Warrant reunion show or something, and well past Warrant's heyday.
Small bar in Connecticut.
Small bar,
yeah. Like that. Small rock club in Connecticut.
And the drummer does a little thing, man, and the song ends, and he goes, "Thank you," and he threw his sticks out. And you heard him hit the tile floor and go, clink, 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 clink.
He threw it over the crowd because everyone was pushed forward
right past
to make it look like there was a lot of people in the club.
Oh, it was the worst.
We went to see the New York Dolls reunion, and they threw the drumsticks out, and an arm went with it. That's how old they are. They just flew off his...
Come on, I got
deserve a crash.
I got to wreck you.
At what point do you stop going on tour? Like, have you, like the New York Dolls, David Johansen... we're watching him on tour.
You're bringing up
what
people that are. Isn't he dead?
He's on tour again.
No.
Now the New York Dolls did a thing in New York a couple days ago.
He looks like an old Mick Jagger.
Wow.
That's actually a good point. I would say as long as you can do it.
Yeah.
You take somebody like Mick or the Rolling Stones. I occasionally I'm a pretty big cynic. But like even seeing like their performance at the Super Bowl, I mean they ripped it up.
They could pull it off though, it's amazing.
As long as you can do it.
Yeah, you see some other bands that just went a little too long and really
we saw the Stones less than a year ago, about 8-9 months ago, was it? At Giant Stadium. They still have it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Isn't that amazing how many years and they're still, like, relevant?
Mick Jagger's energy is ridiculous. And how old is he now? 65, maybe?
Yeah.
You're a band, you hope to get, like, 3 good years, you know? And these guys...
A couple good albums, maybe.
Yeah, that's it.
A lot to learn from a band like that.
Yeah.
Let's say hi to Ellie in New Jersey. Ellie, what's up?
Ellie.
David, how are you? One of my rebellion in high school was in Neve with you.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
Josh Cohen.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he always used to say how you did a great Kabbalah Shabbos.
Yeah, I used to.
And
I used to.
I did?
And, what's it called? And I saw the pictures from your brother's wedding online, and I wish I could have been there to see you singing at it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Hey, can you
Singing at a wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
I was drunk as a...
Oh, man.
Like, I think what me and my brother, we used to actually do a couple things together when we were kids, and like he would get on the keyboard and I'd start singing, and then they had me doing a couple Jewish songs and whatnot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that'll end up on YouTube somehow.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jason in New Jersey. Jason, what's up?
Yo, boy.
Hey.
I'm just wondering, with this whole thing in Israel, the Jews have been persecuted for thousands of years. Isn't it about time they blow something up?
Oh, I'm with you, brother.
I thought he was going to say, maybe they deserve it.
Yeah, right? Wouldn't that sound like a setup like, uh-oh?
I'm with you. Let them do whatever they need to do to preserve a lasting peace within the country. Because, something, unfortunately, the impetus of all these organizations, whether you're talking about Hezbollah or you're talking about Hamas, is not the establishment of a Palestinian state, is not the establishment of a free Lebanon. It's the complete extermination of the Jews and the destruction of the Jewish state.
If it was
that's their aim and their
a
goal.
Homeland and a peaceful existence with people, why aren't any of these people trying to do it through proper channels of civilized nations? It's always through terrorism and even the talks, they break down because someone's got to run into a bus with a bomb on them, animals. So, it's about time. And the UN, irrelevant. Yeah. They can't do anything. There was a time when, when the UN went in, they could keep the peace years ago. Now, there's too much infighting. There's no one could. This one agrees, this one disagrees, so nothing gets done. It's politics as usual. It's nice to see a country going in and defending itself, and just you're using too much force. Too much? You want to see too much?
Yeah.
Hey, we got the bomb, people. I think we're being nice.
And the thing is, when you talk about Middle Easterns like that, the terrorists or whatever, on stage, people get so uptight. But you'll never hear, like, Arab. You'll never hear anything positive after. You never hear, like, Nobel Peace Prize winner. There's always destruction whenever you hear Middle East. You never invented anything.
I think they invented yogurt.
They invented yogurt? No, that was just the crust on their bodies from not cleaning.
Exploding yogurt.
Rich.
What?
Just a visual. Let's say hi to George in Philly. George.
Always brings it to the gutter.
Guys?
Hey.
What the hell's going on, man? I feel like I'm listening to news radio right now. I mean, what are we talking, politics?
Yeah, because we decided to, take a break and maybe talk about something that's huge in the world today.
Yeah,
I haven't laughed in like 20 minutes.
Well, I love the people that don't fully get this show. Yeah, we make people laugh the majority of time.
Like 99% of the time, we're goofing on stuff.
But there are times we do like to get serious and maybe talk about some of the stuff that is happening out there.
Yeah, can you imagine him calling him on 9/11? Hey, enough already.
Where are the jokes, all right? Where are the jokes?
He sounds like I haven't laughed in 20 minutes.
Come on, I need a body part to be dismembered with a grinder.
This guy's got high standards.
What's the matter? You didn't laugh enough today?
You guys, no, man, you guys are killing me.
Come on, I just did a thing about Arabs and nothing positive after their names. A little funny humor there.
Barely. That was kind of a chuckle. I'm with George on that. That was like a chuckle.
Clothes back on,
All right, George. George, this part of the show wasn't for you. What can I tell you? We can't make everybody happy.
It was great in the beginning, though, man.
Right. Yeah, I remember when we ruled at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, hey, George, if you're... forget it.
It's fine.
You guys have made me laugh in like 30 seconds.
I enjoyed
Come on,
Disturbed.
monkey. Come on, monkey, dance.
And your take is interesting, and he's got
he's got some personal
interest in what's going on
interest in the situation.
And Disturbed rocks. They're going to be at Ozfest. What's the local date on Ozfest in Jersey? When is it? You guys know?
Actually, tomorrow is at
Randall's Island.
Randall's Island.
Yeah, tomorrow, Randall's Island here in New York. We got 15 pairs of tickets we're giving away in about 5 minutes right outside this building with Disturbed. Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, cool, man.
It's Dave, Dan, and Mike from Disturbed. The other two guys really didn't talk. They're tired or something. I don't know. Maybe next time we'll get into what you guys are all about, okay?
Sure.
Women and drinking.
And don't forget 10,000 Fists is in stores now. Doing very well for you guys.
Thank God, man.
And really fast, McFoley called the show. We couldn't get to him today. He's an old friend. He's promoting an appearance at the Camden River Sharks baseball game. He's going to be there this Sunday at noon in Camden, New Jersey, all right? If you're not joining us over at XM, have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Caroline's.
Rich Voss and Bonnie, Caroline's all weekend long here in New York City.
Thank you.